What is going on, everyone? This is HydroxideAnt, and welcome to episode 375 of Background Noise. We got a few fun things. The question of the week this week is, what movie would you like to see remade? I'm going to leave that trickling through your guys' heads for a minute. We have Steve.
Hello.
We have Colin.
Hello.
And we have Coyle.
Hi.
So, Tony, that $20,000 you're paying me to be here is still standing, right?
Oh, sorry. Kyle is said he's covering it, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll collect after the podcast.
Wait,
Yeah.
you guys are getting paid?
I was gonna say, you guys are getting paid? Okay, so another thing we'll be doing on tonight's episode, which depending on like how fast we are, certain tier list stuff took longer. We're gonna be doing a tier list of all the Marvel movies, and I put them in chronological order of the events that happened, like what was first and what is the most recent, as in not release date, but like story-wise, like, you know, like Captain America First Avenger is the first movie in this list, but it wasn't the first one to come out. So we have it in chronological order from like story events.
Makes sense.
So, yeah.
So where's Black Widow?
So any movie that's not out is not on the list.
Have you seen Black Widow?
Haven't you?
I don't live in the future, Kyle.
I also say I'm pretty sure Black Widow's not out, right? Am I being?
I thought it was done though, right? It's done.
It will, but
Yeah.
we can't rank a movie it's not out yet, Kyle.
They're trying to decide if they're going to do the release on Disney Plus or go to theaters thing.
That's how much more COVID there is.
True. So I'm going to say, though, about the question of the week. If Space Jam wasn't already being remade, I would have 100% locked in Space Jam. But
What are you saying instead?
Wait, what?
What are you saying instead?
That's a great question, Kyle. So that's why I was wondering if you guys had anything. Because I think, Colin, you might have... I don't know why I have a distinct memory of playing Rocket League and hearing you say this in my brain. Like, I clip weird things in my head sometimes that, like, you wish that they would take a movie that flopped, basically, or, like, was bad and remake it instead of remaking something that was good already.
I did say something to that effect.
Something like it.
I get annoyed when they keep remaking things that are either already so iconic that there's no point, or things that were already good enough that they really didn't need the help. You know,
Sure.
Like, there are some concepts that I feel were, like, excellent conceptually, but they either had to miscast, or the director's heart wasn't quite in it, or, you know, something was weird. But, like, the concept could still be reworked into something good.
Yeah.
I actually have one then.
Oh, okay.
Demolition Man.
I don't know if I know what Demolition Man is.
Demolition Man is actually a really interesting movie to watch in the age of Tumblr.
I think that could be
Demolition
remade
Man.
well.
Huh.
Uh,
I definitely have not seen this before.
I didn't hate it when I watched it when I was a kid.
It does have
All right.
Sylvester Stallone in it, though.
You're
It's
correct.
it's not
Oh, and
bad.
Wesley Snipes? That's
Yeah.
a very interesting duo.
Basically, it's kind of like what would happen if the world was taken over, where like the mainstream cancel culture became so mainstream that it's basically the Republican nightmare where cancel culture became mainstream, and the snowflakes took over, and then the underground is full of just hardcore alt-right dickheads.
that's interesting.
I think it could be done like perfectly now.
Yeah, it's
You know
literally
what I
like,
mean?
what if the left and the right literally ran to the extremes and then split?
So,
Taco Bell's a fancy restaurant
Oh god, I hate that joke so much.
in that movie.
Although I will say, the idea, according to them, they
The
had something
seashells?
called the franchise. Oh, not
Oh.
the seashells. I meant the I think the franchise wars was a throwaway line that would make an excellent TV series.
It was, yeah.
In a post-apocalyptic world, fast food restaurants battle for dominance.
That's
Yep.
good. I actually like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah,
like,
no, I think that movie could be great.
I feel like the movies I come up with often are, like, I just don't think, like, they would work. You know, right? In modern day society.
I have a controversial one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I would actually really like to see a remake of The Shining.
Do you have, like, someone like that you think could fill the Jack Nicholson role, or is it just
that's my thing. My biggest problem with the movie is that the character of Jack Torrance is not Jack Torrance. It's Jack Nicholson. It's the Jack Nicholson show. And in the novel, Jack Torrance has this heartbreaking arc about how he was doing well in life, and then he was an alcoholic, and then he quit. He stopped drinking, but made a major mistake while having the urge, and lost everything. And then he had to move out the Overlook and try to start over. And then the hotel was kind of leaning on him and forced and kind of tricked him into drinking again. And it's this heartbreaking arc about how he's struggling with his alcoholism, and he was afraid he's mentally ill because of the hallucinations he's seeing, and his fear for Danny and all this stuff. And it's a man, torn and fighting with himself, and none of that comes across in the movie. It's all Jack Nicholson acting weird and Stanley Kubrick doing some amazing filming. Like, the movie is good.
Yeah.
But the story from the book kind of got overridden, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, like, I feel like a big issue with me is, like, I never read the book. Like, it's very rare that I ever read the book.
And
so
that's fine. I mean,
I only ever know the movie. Yeah.
I'm not judging. There's plenty of books. Like, I'm a bookworm, but I don't judge people that don't read the book and just see the movie.
Mm.
But I don't like movies that take out... I don't like it when movies remove one of the things that moved me emotionally. And the thing that always moved me is it's this constant struggle for him, and you just see him like fighting this losing battle, and it moved me when I read it.
No, that's completely fair. I mean, that'd be interesting if they leaned more on that story in a remake. Yeah, that's a good answer, I'd argue. I feel like Kyle's is also a very good answer.
All right.
I think Tony should just watch Demolition Man if you.
So
yeah, I'm gonna watch Demolition
honestly.
Man. I will.
I have two.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh.
One of them is a personal thing, and it's objectively a terrible movie. That would objectively be terrible even if it was remade.
Okay.
And it is a movie called I Love Toy Trains that I watched about 600 times when I was 2.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look this one up.
Yeah, you can probably find it in VHS quality on YouTube somewhere. But if that was remade, I'd watch it in a second.
Huh.
First of all.
Was it a TV show, though?
No, I believe it was a movie.
Okay. I didn't get it via Google.
I don't know. All I had was a VHS tape. I'm pretty sure it was a movie.
All right.
So,
Yeah. All right. Well, regardless, Yeah.
So that's my dumb throwaway answer.
All right. I love it, though.
Oh, what's your good answer though?
I thought that was his good answer.
No. My what was it? My real answer. Oh God. What was it? Come back to me in a second.
Okay.
Come back to me
Was
in a
it
second.
Barney?
What?
Yeah, it's actually Barney Goes to Vegas.
No.
Oh,
No.
Imagine how pedo that shit is now, right?
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
But so like the things that have floated through my mind are, so basically, in like high school or in like grade school, you're forced to read certain books, and often your teacher will show like the movie and be like, but don't remember the movie, remember the stuff in the book. And if you think about it, a lot of like those movies are super old. So like as great as like a movie like To Kill a Mockingbird is, maybe.
I've seen it.
True, that's fair. I only saw it because of the book, and I really liked the movie too. Like, it might be interesting to do like a revamped modern day version of it. Even
I don't even know if I had to read that. Which one was that?
Hey, also that might be American School, Kyle. Does Atticus Finch
dumb English,
pop in your head?
Classes.
If the name Atticus Finch doesn't pop in your head, you do
I
not know it.
guarantee
I
you,
know.
Kyle has not read that book.
Okay.
that actually would surprise me, because Mockingbird is actually fairly well known even outside of the U.S. I mean, it did.
Well, I mean, I've heard of it. I've just never read it.
Oh,
Yes.
Kyle also said he took dumb English just
I
a
took
second
dumb
ago.
English.
But-
and I didn't do half the work, so I probably was
enough.
supposed to.
They
but-
your class probably read it, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what.
Kyle personally may not have.
I definitely think that'd be interesting to see like a more modern reimagining of it. Like,
Yeah, so that's sort of what I mean. But I guess also like when I said some of them don't make sense, I because you can't redo the same story. Like even a movie like The Outsiders, Like,
No,
Yeah.
you
can't-
could definitely. You
like
could up-
it's not exactly the same though, because a lot of like the culture
Yeah.
at that time isn't the same now.
no,
But I guess you
play
could
on-
just
The trick is you play on similar themes.
that's what it would have to be, like a reimagining though. Is sort of what I'm getting at.
Also, Tony, you jogged my memory
Okay,
because
perfect.
my actual answer was Ender's Game.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that needs a new movie.
Yeah,
Holy
because-
that's good.
those books were
Hear me out. If
fantastic.
you did that in the style of what was it? Like District
District
Well-
9.
District 9. Yeah, if you did that in that style, you could make Ender's Game really interesting.
Those books were just so good, though.
The funny thing is, like, the whole point of Ender's Game, the book, which is good, but it also leads off into way more interesting sequels.
It does. Those,
Like-
that
Yeah.
was, I read the whole thing.
Like, you're supposed to set up so you can do the more interesting, complex stuff later on.
Yeah.
In that vein, I also World War Z should be an HBO series, and I'm disappointed that it's not because it was such a damn good book.
So like I am very disappointed because I never read the book and I saw the movie and I'm like, okay, this is an acceptable movie. By acceptable I mean like 6 out of 10 maybe.
Wait,
Um
for which?
World War
War
Z.
Z.
Like
Okay.
I like from past though, like in the future, like I know people have told
That's
me the normal story of it and I'm like, oh, that's better.
Yeah, that's
Um,
a book I would honestly recommend to everybody in this TeamSpeak, including Steve. If you could find the audiobook version, you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's that's a book that I think everybody in our generation could read and like, regardless of anything. It's just very, very well written. I'd argue it's probably the most well written zombie apocalypse in terms of quote quote realism. But like, instead of being gritty realism, it's more emotional realism. If that makes sense. I don't know. People act like people.
Bean.
So one thing that I just remembered, was so like there's a part of me that would like to see this remade, but like with the right people picked for it. Like a movie, like, cause I love the movie Clue, like to death. Like I think that's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my entire life. But I think like if done in the right age, like maybe not right now, maybe like in 10 years, like I don't know like who I'd pick for every role or anything. You know.
I mean, if we're doing it's Clue, and it's generally like snooty British actors, so have to cast Game of Thrones, probably.
Yeah. So that's fair. Like, you know, I think that would be like, I think there's the right funny people, you know,
Actually-
to do it probably, but it would have to be.
On a related note, Tony,
Yeah.
have you seen Knives Out?
No, I have not.
You might like Knives Out.
Knives Out.
It's a wacky murder mystery with Daniel Craig doing a funny American accent as the lead detective.
My family also recommended this to me at one point. I very much want to see it. Is this on Amazon or something? I think it's on Amazon, maybe.
Possibly? I don't promise anything.
Aries says, okay. Aries says people who make noise during sex are sus. Okay. You could try to see if they'll test for maybe they have med-based scan. If not, if you can convince the party to vote them off, you might be able to prove that they were sus. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Could I have handled that better? No.
You're not supposed to actually roofie your
What?
partner.
What?
Aries.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely leaving this conversation.
Okay.
We're gonna do.
Well, he said people make noise during sessions.
and this real fast.
How's no? What do you
Oh,
mean?
there
I'm
is an
telling you
exclamation
not
point,
to
Aries!
rape.
Yay!
I'm saying don't rape.
Yeah, but like I don't think that's what he was saying at all.
Are you sure?
He's just. Yeah.
He's saying Aries things to be Aries.
He.
He's saying people are suspicious. Make noise during sex, but they should be conscious and making noise.
I'm getting that he doesn't.
You know
In
what?
all
How about we
friendliness.
move on to another movie?
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna just move on. Kyle, you're right, but I think you're just not seeing that Aries is
So-
Aries.
Do you guys remember when the teacher has to separate people?
I'm just saying.
Is Kyle the person that had to be separated all the time?
No,
No.
I'm just saying Kyle and Aries are those two people that we'd have to separate.
I know what you're talking about.
And Aries just said Kyle's head is in the gutter. Yeah, that's basically what I was also trying to get at too.
They
Like,
can't
it
be
wasn't
allowed in the same room.
What do you mean?
because when he said so like you got to realize people say the "r sus" thing, not for something that is like actually really
Well, that's
suspicious.
fucking Zoomer shit, okay?
That's what I mean. You're old, Kyle. I'm sorry. It's the truth. I just want you have to know that that's not what people are saying when they say "r sus." They just mean like "r" like weird.
Okay.
It's okay to be old, Kyle. I'm
I think
also
I'm
old.
still right.
Like
Damn it. I just had one that just completely left my mind.
true. All right, so I think it is as good as time as any to move yonder to our main event of the evening. Our let's see, can we make that's fine. All right, so we are in Aries at Peace. I have to do homework. Thank you for stopping by, Aries. Appreciate it, my man. We are doing a tier list for all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. The most recent movie as of now to come out is Far From Home, Spider-Man. But these are in chronological
Animated
order.
one?
Sorry?
No, it's the bad live action one that takes place in Europe.
So yeah, it's the movies that happen first in the storyline to last in the storyline. This is how they're ordered.
Why is there two ants?
There are 2 Ant-Man movies, Kyle.
No. On the bottom right of your, like, bottom middle right,
That's
I guess.
part of my overlay, Kyle.
It's the
Why is it
Hydroxide
two?
Ant Farm, sir.
Why not, Kyle?
I
Why
just
not
want to
three?
know why it's two.
Is this the first time you're really looking at the overlay, Kyle?
No, I've asked it before, but you never answered.
Oh. So here's the first movie on the list. Oh, that's very interesting, Kyle, that I've never answered that question. Anyways, I'm gonna move on and still not answer your question. I don't actually have like that's just how the person made it. Like actually, I didn't request anything about this. It was very friendly of them to make it in the first place.
Not even
So-
symmetrical. Roll.
Kyle, I want you to take your sass, put it in the
See what I'm
bucket.
talking about? Where we need to separate Kyle and Aries. I
Aries
think they're
isn't here
Aries, this
anymore.
is just Kyle.
no.
So Kyle was that kid that you need to separate from everyone. You just put him in the corner,
Yeah,
and
put
you
him
like
back
you
in the
move
class.
all the
Yeah, no.
like. So Kyle is used to social distancing because they would move the desk away 6 feet, like when he was
Yeah.
in school, just because they're like you're not allowed to talk to anyone anymore. Kyle didn't respond, so I hope that's not actually true.
Only sometimes.
Okay, well. All right, so just as a caveat to explain, Colin, have you seen all of the movies?
I have actually. Have I seen all the movies? I think I have.
Okay,
Oh, actually, no. I haven't seen Spider-Man: Homecoming.
okay. Kyle, have you seen all the movies?
Not the new Spider-Man.
Okay, I have seen all the movies. And Steve has seen some of them. So there are
Some
a
is
few...
a
You know,
word.
I was being friendly. I was being very, very friendly to you, and I hope you accept my peace offering. So there are going to be a few movies where we might lean more on one person's perspective of it than others. So say, like, Kyle said he didn't see the most recent Spider-Man. I think Colin and I are the only ones, so Colin and I probably, our opinions would weigh a little bit more.
A little bit.
But it's also very interesting for, like, say, if there was a movie that Steve hasn't seen and we tell him about it, and he's like, that just sounds bad. And then we might think, like, you know what? I think it is just bad when we actually think about it. So, the first movie, chronological order, is Captain America, the First Avenger. This was, you know, it wasn't the first movie to come out, but it sets the tone of the Captain America character throughout the next 20-something films. So, S or D tier? I instantly think S tier.
Yeah,
How many
that's
Jones,
good.
baby? Let's go.
It's so
Captain-
hard not to put
Yeah,
Captain
S
America
tier.
the first. Yeah, right? Like,
Well, especially for this one, they worked their asses off making it look like a period movie. Like,
yeah, they did
Yeah,
very
it-
good.
It was so good, honestly.
And they had my people. I mean, yeah, it's great.
I find it funny too, because so many people said, you can't do Captain America. He's too old. He's too old-fashioned. And then they made one of the best movies, and it kicked ass.
It was great.
Like,
Yeah. America's ass.
damn right.
Hope you see that, Kyle.
You deserve that? Why?
You said your people.
Yeah, my German ancestry.
Oh God.
The exclamation point Kyle stands and will never be removed.
You just racist against all Germans, Tony. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
it's because of the era of people you're talking about, Kyle. We all know what you're saying.
We know
There's no hiding here, Kyle.
Prove that.
I very much can. I can just use past
Argentinian
conversations.
Anywho.
Argentinian relatives.
Again
Alright.
with the
Kyle
slander against
visits
my
his
great
uncle in
Pops. How
Argentina
dare
all of the time.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope,
it's
He has a
Story
whole
learned
family
everything.
who
It's a
happen to be
secret.
of German
It's a
descent.
secret for.
Okay, so we all agree Captain America is S tier. So I'm very curious to hear everyone else's take on Captain Marvel. I feel like Kyle's gonna tank this because I know
Allow me, D.
XD. Okay.
Wait, what?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, I haven't seen Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
It sucks.
not great.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Still wasn't good.
It's still.
So so like I think like this for me when it comes to like tier lists and stuff, I don't think this movie's good. But I think it's like C because I think there is another step down we will see very soon.
There is another step down.
That you know what I mean? So like it's actually like 2 slots over.
This is not my least favorite movie.
So
I'm
like
sorry, this is the only, but it's the only Marvel movie that I actually almost fell asleep in.
Oh.
It bored the living shit out of me.
yeah, I still think I think it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't good. But it was more leaning towards bad than it was good.
Here's the problem.
So that's where I would probably lean C.
These movies live or die by the lead actor's charisma, and Brie Larson was a plank of wood throughout the entire movie. In fact, the only time I ever laughed is when every character started saying she was too emotional, and I was lolling on the inside because her expression was literally nothing. She was monotone throughout almost the entire movie.
But feminism.
She's not feminist! Black Widow, Maria Hill is a more fucking feminist character than
But
her.
feminism.
Sif is a more... Gamora!
But feminism.
Fucking
To be
Hope
fair-
Van Dyne. Half the unnamed female love interests are more feminist characters than Captain Marvel in the Marvel universe.
I'm making a meme.
I know.
Honestly.
I'm just saying, like,
But yeah, I'll call it a C.
Yeah, I think like because I think this lies right in the middle of it's like not very good but not the worst. So I think this is why like I think C. So I think if Kyle came on board for C, we'll put it
Yeah,
in C.
wow, Tony. Way to fucking judge me, by the way. Immediately.
What did I do?
You think I'll tank it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did judge you, and I wasn't wrong. You did open with D.
I did not.
I thought
Colin
you.
did. What?
Oh,
No,
sorry,
Colin
Colin did.
he said
Yeah.
XD.
Dickhead?
Oh, you said yeah. You're wrong. You said XD. You said D, so
said
that's what I
XD.
heard. Yeah. Okay. My
So,
bad. You know what,
I
Kyle?
will say-
I
I will
apologize for thinking you tanked
wanna,
this.
I also want to clarify.
There you go.
The other reason
welcome.
I dislike this movie, I like this movie, dislike this movie for 2 other reasons. A, it makes Nick Fury much less interesting because it gives you an explanation for his eye, and it's stupid. And the cat thing was stupid. I will defend that thing.
The cat was really dumb.
But also B, and here's my other problem with it. He was supposed to be, if not the Tony Stark, then one of the more bigger pillars for the next phase. Because Ms. Marvel's going to build off of her and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And I do not see it happening well because she is not likable at all.
Yeah, so that's unfortunately like one thing we're gonna have to see because like there are certain.
Also, in the comics, didn't she get her powers from her husband and stuff like that, right? That's
I
how-
actually have no
Well,
idea.
So she got in the comics. The thing they joked with in the movie is technically the original explanation is she got an infusion of blood from her Kree, like in the movie, and that's what gave her her powers.
Oh.
But when the movie came out, they retconned it so that her mother was a Kree and had powers.
Okay.
No one likes it. Honestly, her character in the comics has bounced around so much. I don't.
Well,
I
because
want it
like
to go away.
so this is like a completely side thing. There is a character. Well, I'll try not to spoil anything. Huh.
They do need Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. though, the Kree blood thing, which is why I think it's fine that
Agents
they
of
went with
S.H.I.E.L.D.
that
was really
movie.
fucking cool.
So
What
Also,
are you,
Disney Plus.
what are you trying not to
Yeah.
spoil? Miss Marvel?
no, WandaVision.
Oh.
I don't think anyone cares about
I
that.
haven't seen it.
Yeah. Okay, I understand that.
So
yeah,
there's a character that I think Colin probably already knows what I'm saying.
yeah.
Vision.
No.
Oh,
Is
Wanda.
it Wanda?
No. So there's a character that might go by a mantle in certain iterations of things. Colin, do you know what I'm saying?
You're talking about
Rambo.
Monica Rambo,
Yes.
aka Spectrum.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Colin understands what I'm saying at least, so that's why I was using that to agree with Colin on the character being bounced around a lot.
In the comics specifically, they bumped her up to more of a leadership role in the past 5 years, let's say. The problem with that being, they took her off her good writers and they gave her to writers that made her basically a fascist for the second Civil War comic, in that she imprisons a woman. She basically, long story short, they find a guy that can predict the future, kind of, sort of, but not really, but good enough for government work.
XT.
No, literally, because the second split, Tony's like, oh no, we tried doing this shit before and controlling everything and it didn't work. Taking Cap's old side, and her side was the government authoritarian side. And at one point, she literally imprisons a woman without trial for being a suspected agent of Hydra, without any evidence other than the weird psychic bullshit. And it just goes bad and bad from there. He's just very... And the problem is, it bled into the movies, and now the movies are bleeding back into the comic, and it's just... He hasn't been likable for a while.
Do you want to talk about something that is likable? The
Yes.
first Iron Man movie.
Iron
Yeah.
Man,
The
yes.
first is
Yes.
we don't normally do this on tier lists, but I do want to have a battle of where it's placed in S tier or C tier or what tier. So I think Iron Man is arguably the most influential movie in the entire MCU. Without Iron Man, I think it goes first, because without this movie, none of the rest of these movies except the bad one doesn't
Don't take off. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because
Honestly,
it's just
and I'm
that
gonna-
important.
And I'll say this too, it's the best of its kind. It's the best. I think it's the best solo character film. Honestly.
It's the best origin story.
Like
I would. Well, yeah, it's
like,
one of the best origin stories.
half of them follow the same. But talking about the movies, half of them follow a similar formula, and then it's all about the main guy. You know, Iron Man,
Yeah.
Cap, Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, and one more, Black Panther. They follow a similar formula. But Iron Man is the one that did it best, because it was first, but also because it gave its characters time to actually do, like, it gave its characters enough time in the movie to come off well, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, there were characters that changed and are three-dimensional other than Iron Man.
Yep.
You know, like...
Yes. There were a few characters throughout the film that, like, actually have character development.
Yeah.
And
Also, Robert Downey Jr. was just like the best choice
Yeah,
ever.
like,
you couldn't have picked a better Iron Man.
If you had
like,
told
but
me-
better Tony Stark, you know.
my dad always laughs about the Marvel Universe, because he said if you had told him 20 years ago that Robert Downey Jr. would be the highest paid actor in Hollywood and be like an international superstar known by all kids, he'd have
That's
laughed
20
his ass
fucking years.
off. Like,
Yeah, because for those who don't know, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. had a very troubled past.
Yeah.
And yeah, people probably would have never suspected him being where he is today because of that. And
Yeah.
the reason why I did not want Captain Marvel in C tier is
honestly,
the Incredible Hulk movie.
I think it gets too much hate.
I think he gets about just right about it.
Oh, I saw this one.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Ed
think
Norton,
it was-
baby. I love Ed.
Not
this
the movie
movie.
though, huh,
This one isn't that bad.
not great.
I will say, I love Mark Ruffalo. I think it's a shame they wasted Edward Norton, because now he can't come back in the MCU in any role. And
Correct.
He's a
He
good
could have done
actor.
something so
He
much
could have done
better.
anything. Probably anything would have been better.
Yeah, literally
Wait,
anything.
wasn't the Incredible Hulk movie technically before Iron Man one?
No.
No?
So at the
Post-credit scene,
yes.
Tony Stark walks in.
yes.
Okay, so did it premiere before Iron Man 1 then?
Yeah, so again,
no.
No,
yes,
it didn't.
it came out before, but again, this list is in
No. This Hulk movie
Lore-wise.
didn't. The other Hulk movie did.
What?
Okay, I watched the other Hulk movie then.
I
Thank you.
think
'Cause
No. Tony,
No,
you're
that Norton movie came way before Iron Man 1.
No, you're thinking of the Ang Lee one.
Let's
There
look
were
up.
there were 2 Hulk movies.
There have been so many Hulk movies. I've watched them all. I just don't remember where the hell they were.
But the one without Edward Norton is the one you guys are thinking of, because Incredible Hulk came after Iron Man.
Okay.
other one-
Edward Norton's came out in 2008. And Iron Man also came out in 2008.
But before it.
Let's see. May and... Yeah, June. Back-to-back months. So,
Oh wow,
Iron-
back to back.
yeah.
This
That's bold.
motherfucker. Way before he says.
Okay, I was wrong. I'll admit it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they, came out like... Well...
I didn't realize. Okay, let's talk about the actual movie.
So... Not great.
Oh, this also had the guy from Lie to Me in it, honey.
Yeah.
Wait, so just so I'm aware, was this the one where
Tim Roth.
they start with the bottling plant?
Yes.
And okay, that movie wasn't that bad.
I didn't think it was terrible. I really did. It wasn't great, don't get me wrong. But I honestly, there's only 1 or 2 movies I think belong in D tier, and I think this is a C tier.
This feels really wrong being on this side of the argument, because I'm usually never on the D tier side of the argument. Like, from, like, our passive tier list. Like, I think, like...
You're always shooting higher than the rest of us?
Yeah, I'm usually, like, the more positive.
It wasn't that bad a movie. It wasn't as bad as I...
It's so weird to be on the... I think this was
Tony,
really
there are
bad.
some movies on this list I would not put on my TV ever again. I wouldn't mind having Hulk on in the background.
Yeah, I've watched that movie again since, honestly.
I'd put it at the bottom of C.
Okay, I mean...
Yeah, I'm saying bottom
of
fine.
C.
I'm not
Okay,
saying-
alright.
But, like...
You know, I wave my flag, you know?
D is a movie that actively hurts to watch. C is just bad.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
we'll do that.
that's my opinion.
That's
You can have
fair.
another one.
Yeah. Alright, so we have Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was the one with Whiplash.
Okay.
I believe it's called.
I have technology that shouldn't have had technology.
And Justin
Bird.
Hammer.
Yeah, okay, so honestly, to me, Hammer made that movie.
Oh yeah,
I think this is probably also like Iron Man 1 absolutely awesome. I think like Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 I didn't really care for too much.
I didn't like the 2 and 3. Yeah.
Can we give that movie B tier? Because it was
I think
I
it.
think- I'd give 2 B tier.
just for Justin Hammer.
It
Because
was-
Justin Hammer was
Justin
so
Hammer-
funny.
It introduced Black Widow, and we got to see her strip, which was fun. Anyway,
Oh wait, what?
in the car, I'm joking. But seriously, introduced Black Widow. You got to see War Machine.
Well-
Armor got a few more powers and upgrades.
They also changed the actor, but yeah.
Yeah.
Which I never give movies like points for.
They also mentioned it immediately. I think, right?
Yeah.
And,
So I
and
do.
I can't remember
subtract.
what the line was. It's like, you work out or something?
Yeah.
Something stupid like that.
Yeah.
It also has the return of Phil Coulson with the immortal line, "I will tase your ass and watch Super Nanny while you lay drooling on the carpet."
Oh. Yeah, okay, I'll go over to B for that.
I'll give you B. Yeah.
Like that movie wasn't.
So like, if this is
That
B tier though, okay.
I like Coulson.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first Thor movie. I forget the subtitle. Is this Thor?
No, that's just Thor. Just Thor.
Oh, just
Oh.
Thor. Okay.
Just
Um,
Thor. Okay, just Thor. Can we put that A?
Oh.
Steve, you and me are on the same wavelength. I'm thinking A too.
Kyle.
I was thinking lower.
I was thinking very lower.
Wait,
Really?
really?
Yeah.
I liked that movie.
I like
It was-
that. Yeah, it was good.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
was a
Natalie
good
Portman's
movie.
hot and all, but, like...
Well, outside of that, what do we got?
Okay, I'll be honest. Okay, I don't find her that attractive, but anyway.
But outside of that, was this the one with the
I'm
coffee
not the
smashing
anti-Semitic one
scene?
here. Okay, what the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like outside of Natalie Portman and the coffee smashing scene, what do we got?
Well, you got the Destroyer armor. You got, Thor and Loki. Your origin of, that dynamic that would literally carry the Avengers.
Yeah.
And not to mention parts of the other movies, too.
But it wasn't done well.
I guess
I
my
knew it would
opinion
drop
will
down
be.
to B, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Oh, okay. I maybe I'm just a negative Nancy more than I thought I was.
It's a very B movie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do B. Let's do
Yeah,
B.
okay, we
Is
can
it
do
better
B.
than Iron Man 2?
No.
No.
Okay.
That's fair, but like I don't know, I enjoyed it.
It doesn't have Justin Hammer in it.
Okay,
It does
so
have a hammer in it though.
this is the first Avengers movie.
S.
That was great.
Yeah, I think S is fair. Yeah, I don't really.
I
Okay,
still can't believe they pulled it off.
Iron
They had to
Man.
smash,
So
smash,
versus
smash,
Iron
right?
Man and Captain America, the original movie.
Better both. I'm sorry. It's just
Do you say it's better than both?
I think the Avengers is probably my favorite movie in the whole thing.
What is everyone else's consensus?
Not my favorite. The best.
Is
I
the first
think-
one where the Hulk slams Loki back and forth on the floor?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Then yes.
Okay.
That was the
We'll
best
put
one.
it.
I'd put it in A tier.
Oh.
I didn't. This is where I started to fall off the Marvel train. So.
For me, this was almost the apotheosis because it's literally celebrating the fact that it worked. That
In
the
all
movie-
fairness, then
like-
if Steve is on A tier, I don't think we can put it as the top one.
That's fair. Move below Iron Man, I guess.
Because like,
It was
Iron
my
Man-
favorite in the entire thing, I think, as well.
what?
It's
I think it was my
good.
favorite of all the movies.
Put it in the middle.
Oh, wait, except for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I was going to say Doctor Strange. I think is my favorite movie.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we'll get
We'll
there.
get to
I guess
Doctor
my
Strange when we
second
get to
favorite.
Doctor Strange.
Okay, yeah, Doctor Strange was pretty good. I did.
Also,
see
you
that
have
one.
Doctor Strange really late chronologically.
This is where it falls, I think.
No, you. At least I don't think so. I could be wrong.
This is literally what I looked up before.
All right. Okay, never mind. I don't want to stop the thing.
Oh, now it's too late.
God damn it.
You questioned it, so now we
Wow!
have to check.
Holy shit!
What?
So I just opened up the
It's-
stream, right? And
Okay.
I am getting a ad for a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, no, it's really creepy.
It
It's
is.
Well, it's not creepy. It's every.
It's after Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Huh.
So I am.
Oh, you mean chronologically?
I said
Oh,
that
no.
50 times. I couldn't have
Yep.
said it
No,
many more
but-
times.
Oh, never
No,
mind.
I did ask.
You know what?
I-
I don't care anymore. Can we go back?
It's in storyline
Yeah.
Yeah.
when it happens.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's
Iron
why.
Marvel was like second.
Yes, that's why Captain Marvel was so early.
Second.
Captain Marvel is probably like one of the most recent 5 movies made.
yeah, no, because the problem is the opening of Doctor Strange took place a couple years before, like, a bunch of stuff happened.
Where did it end?
Is that how we're doing this?
Okay, you asked too many questions.
Because if you're doing by end, then Captain America takes place right before Avengers.
Stop asking
Where
questions.
did it average?
I swear to fucking God.
We went off this official list. We're sticking with this list. There's
Alright,
no
alright,
changing the order. Not worth our time.
All right. Iron Man then.
Iron Man 3 is the worst Iron Man.
Yep.
No,
Haven't seen it.
And
it
Colin,
has the
Colin
most.
said no,
It's the,
which respectfully
it has-
disagree with.
it has the most problems out of any of the Iron Man movies, but it also has a lot more strengths than Iron Man 2.
All right, can I get a brief plot synopsis?
Can I, or do you want to, Tony?
Colin, you like it the most, so you probably tell
The
it the
person
most.
who's
No, I want Kyle to
positive.
give it to me.
Yeah, the person
I
who's
can't,
the person who's the most positive on it
Okay.
should give the plot synopsis. So it's you. It's definitely you.
All right. So, it opens with Tony Stark having trouble sleeping. Thank you, Jzar, in chat. Because he went through the portal at the end of Avengers, saw the huge intergalactic army.
Bad guy does bad things. Iron Man stops it.
Thanks,
Thank
Justin.
you, Justin. Justin, round of
This song,
guys,
the ugly guy that
on
became
serious
pretty.
though, round of applause for Justin. Come on, can we get some claps for Justin, please? Yes, Justin. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Justin.
This is the one with the ugly guy.
I am raising a
that
glass to
became
you,
pretty, right?
by the way.
That's
Huh?
this one. This is the one with the ugly guy that got pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, this is the worst one.
anyway, he's having PTSD because he saw that basically, unless he had thrown the nuke through the portal, there was no way they could have stopped that whole army, and he's feeling vulnerable and unprepared. Meanwhile, this is going on. There's a bunch of random explosions happening all across the country, and this shadowy figure called the Mandarin is taking credit. Claims to be connected to the terrorists that took him hostage in the first place, the Ten Rings. Anyway, Happy Hogan, the
Yeah, I know.
bodyguard.
Happy, I know
He
Iron
gets-
Man lore.
He gets blown up in one of the explosions.
Oh no!
Tony and he doesn't
He
die.
wants the first
just
one.
injured.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of the future movies, by the way.
Tony calls him out for doing the shit. Says he's going to stop him. He in turn missiles the shit out of Tony's house.
Okay.
I don't
Tony
appreciate
is stuck in a prototype armor in backwoods Kentucky. Meets this kid, fixes his armor, and gets intercepted by 2 superhumans with like fire and regenerative powers. He beats them using only his wits and his
Hey,
skill.
Steve with the tier 1. Thank you, Steve.
He doesn't have the armor. That's the whole
Yeah.
point. Kind of the whole point of this one is he's reliant on not the armor because it keeps breaking.
Oh.
Stuff like that. And it turns out, anyway, a bunch of action stuff happens, a bunch of conspiracy stuff happens. Turns out the Mandarin is just an actor. The actual guy behind everything was a scientist that Tony had blown off a bunch of years ago, who kind of
Tony, how could you?
was
Yeah, I
considered-
don't. I every time it says Tony, I'm like, I feel like I'm being attacked here, and I know you're not talking
Fine.
about me, but it's very
Stark
weird.
blows him off.
Thank
He
you.
gets real pissed off about it. Thinks about killing
R-rated.
himself. Doesn't. And goes on with Tony's ex-girlfriend
Kyle.
to invent this thing called Extremis that basically gives people super fiery and regenerative powers. Takes President hostage using Rhodey's armor. It's revealed Tony's dealing with his PTSD by building a whole bunch of super cool action figures that you can buy now in stores.
Oh,
aka
right. Yeah.
all the bonus armors. Tony beats him, blows up all the armors to get Pepper back, and has the surgery to take the shrapnel out of his heart, so he doesn't need the arc reactor in his heart anymore.
Oh.
I just want to say that I did not have that surgery.
Wait, but I thought it was not possible for him to have the surgery.
No, they just glossed over that fact in the first Iron Man because it was they needed him to have the circle of light in his chest, and that they dropped it as soon as people would forget about it.
What you forget, Steve, is that the plot said that we needed it then, and we no longer need it.
Steve, have you heard of the rule?
Magnets. It's they did the work, and so they could have the surgery because magnets.
So Steve, from that synopsis,
Can I say why I like the movie first? Because I know why you guys don't like it.
okay, go
Is it
ahead.
boring?
I like it because it does what the second movie didn't. The second movie doesn't really address any of Tony's problems, but this one at least takes a look at him, how the events of the Avengers would actually have changed him, and more importantly, who he is. The joke is at the beginning of the movie during the party, his name tag says "You know who I am," and
I
the
just
whole.
didn't give a shit about any of the bad guys or.
Yeah, I didn't.
But it's not about the bad guys. The bad guys are just there as an obstacle for him. The whole point is it's more of a journey of identity for him. Who is he without the armor? Because the armor keeps breaking throughout the movie. He's
I had
stuck
something
without it.
stupid to say.
Yeah, you see, that sounds like a bad movie.
That sounds like
Me?
something that the first movie was supposed to cover.
But the first movie was him becoming Iron Man.
I'm just fucking around because it's
All
like
right.
because things like that sound like origin story esque more than. But
It's more of the Spider-Man 2 who is the hero without the powers type stuff.
I think it's C. I'm gonna say C tier.
I think it's B ahead of Iron Man 2, but that's just one vote.
I think it's C above Captain Marvel.
I think it is also better than Captain Marvel.
And I think top of C is like.
Is this the one where he blows up all the suits at the end?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is a bad movie. I don't like it.
All right, so we going C top of Captain Marvel. D.
Oh,
D.
Jesus.
Okay, we're gonna Kyle. Do you agree with me? C above
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. All right, I think that's median. Then we're gonna go here. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
He
Let's
blew
get
up
onto
all
this
the
one.
suits of armor.
Did-
It makes me
Okay.
sad.
Let's
If you
move on to
don't.
this one, so I can shit all over it.
Okay, thank you. Because I was gonna say if this
Oh,
one.
now Greg's gonna play. Oh, it's Valheim. I thought it was Valorant. I was gonna say the son of a bitch.
I was gonna say, Colin, if you went to bat for this one,
This is the one that made me stop watching these movies.
D.
Yes, that
This is
one-
a solid D. This is
That
probably
is the only movie
one of the worst.
I believe is completely skippable.
I can't see what it says. Is this Thor 2?
Yes.
Okay, so this is skippable. Let's just.
Yeah.
Let's
Thor
skip
2. Yeah, you can skip it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, Thor is Z tier. We put it in the trash compactor. We no longer deal with that movie.
Yeah, that movie was trash.
All right.
Where's Ragnarok though? That needs to come back. That shit was fucking top
yeah,
tier.
that's
We'll
gonna
get
be. I'll be there eventually. But so Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I really liked Winter Soldier.
I did not.
I'd say A.
Oh, the Allstate insurance ad. Yes.
Yeah, A is I think where I'd put it as well. I
Just
think this
because-
is the first one that really fits an A.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
What?
Sorry,
It's a-
Kyle?
It's a strong movie.
It's not S tier, and so it's not as good as the movies in S tier, but it's not as bad as the movies in B tier.
Okay,
He has
so
one
they,
arm. Like, how hard can that be? I don't
they
know.
blew
It's
up
a
a lot
fucking-
of cars, and it made me very happy.
A tier, got
The
it.
acting was amazing. Are you kidding me?
I think it was good. I can be
Also-
talked down if you'd like, Kyle. I mean,
Hold on, why didn't Bucky age again? I don't even remember.
Oh, he was in
Because they-
stasis.
And yeah, it's
Oh,
stasis.
right, they kept putting him in stasis and bringing up permissions. Right.
they it's like wakey wakey, time to go
Yeah.
kill, get
Technically-
back in the
technically
jar.
He did age. He was in his 20s in Captain America.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
But he's in his third.
That he's still alive, and he was alive when Captain America was alive. I think
it's
is what Kyle's.
90, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well, no,
He's
yeah.
dead.
But the whole point is, they did experiments on him in the first place.
Hey.
He mentions that, but also like I saw somewhere in the official thing like he was in his 20s in the first Captain America movie. He's somewhere in his mid 30s in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
May
They keep pulling him out and putting him back in. But,
What's
May
up,
I say
Steve?
something about the first Captain America movie that I just remembered?
Yes.
What?
So at some point, right, Bucky says, "I'm with you to the end of the line," right?
Yeah.
And then immediately, like 3 scenes later, falls off a freaking train.
Correct.
Well,
And it,
That's what he meant. He was with you to the end of the line.
But he didn't make
but
it.
he
But
didn't make
also-
it to the end of the line.
Oh well, that was his stop though. You know, like semantics.
Well, you also got to remember this also introduced Sam as the Falcon, which I like Sam.
I like Sam.
That's a good thing?
Sorry, yeah, I was gonna say I like Sam. I like him a lot. He ends up becoming a more important character later on, but I don't know if I can like sell a movie.
I'm
with-
not saying I liked him.
I like him too, but like he's like
It
the
sounds like you didn't like
a step. No, well, like because compare the Falcon to like if this was a superhero tiers list. The Falcon would be a good step below characters like
The Falcon's like
Iron Man. Like I honestly think Falcon gets his shit kicked in by Ant-Man. You know what I mean? So
I mean, yes, because Ant-Man has powers.
yeah, but you know what I mean. So like he's like a solid like C tier superhero.
Ant-Man doesn't have powers.
Yeah, well, he's got a suit.
Well, he's
Yeah.
got he can.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
so Falcon technically also has a suit, right? Like it's his wigs and shit. So like they're kind of like equal footing for.
I'm not talking about combat capability. I'm talking about the likability. I like him.
Oh,
He's funny. He has good charisma.
I didn't know likability was a superpower.
It's
I'm
the best.
pretty sure he's
Why
just
the hell do
Robin.
you think Wolverine keeps coming back? You think, to quote Deadpool, you think healing factor is the reason he keeps living?
It's sex
his
appeal.
But
it's
he died in
popular-
the last. Did you
it's
not watch the last
popularity.
movie?
How dead is he going to stay when they bring back the X-Men in the MCU?
I think like if they do, it's a lot earlier X-Men. Than,
I'm just saying, like,
But
Like literally, Logan was about his death. Like that's
so the Winter Soldier. Where's the group ranking it? Because like I can be finessed.
finesse down. Perfect.
Top of A. Top of A.
A.
Okay,
Jesus.
it has to stay at the top of A.
There are a lot of movies that I like more than it.
Look,
But I think it's a solid A tier.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I watch BattleBots to watch shit blow up,
I would rather watch BattleBots.
and like,
Every single time.
I do really like BattleBots. So.
Okay.
and like that
Well,
was just
feel-
BattleBots, but like,
I feel like I put if BattleBots were part of the
actual
MCU,
cars.
I think it would also be A tier.
yeah,
Okay, so these next two I have very strong feelings about.
Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy is probably one of like 3 movies that I'm the most biased towards. Love
fucking
Guardians of the
love this
Galaxy.
movie.
Mine is S tier.
I love Guardians of the Galaxy. S tier for me, all day, every day.
The
It
outlook,
was
this
the
is like Guardian of A. I don't. That's
Guardians of the Galaxy was the movie. So like for me, it was the movie I needed when it came out. Like for me, it took like a lot of like different parts of the world for me and like brought them together. Because like I did enjoy Chris Pratt before this. As in the past, I have admitted to being a fan of pro wrestling, and seeing Batista in this huge of a role made me so fucking happy. And his performance, I was like, yes, my man, Dave Batista, hell yes.
Definitely. That's
Bradley Cooper
in an entirely non-physical role.
Vin Diesel as Groot. He even does Baby Groot. That's a different movie, I know. But
can I say this? So that's how you saw it. When I walked into the theater, I saw this thing as an Evel Knievel stunt. I was a comics fan up to this point, and I had only heard of 2 of the main 5 cast.
Which had you heard of before?
Gamora has been fairly important throughout most of the Marvel Cosmic stuff, and so has Star-Lord, although with a very different character design, I'll tell you that. I had never heard of Groot, I had never heard of Rocket Raccoon, and I had never heard of Drax. I walked into this thing saying, my God, he took some of the most obscure Marvel characters and turned them into I've heard arguments it's the best Marvel movie, and I can't entirely disagree.
What?
So, it's the best funny Marvel movie to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By a mile.
There is a close second to me.
I think Ragnarok's funnier.
That's why, Kyle, I know we're gonna flip flop on that. I think.
Yeah.
I loved Ragnarok was so. I think
I actually didn't find Ragnarok all that funny.
We'll get to Ragnarok, I guess, when we get to Ragnarok.
I started with laughing at the movie. Are you kidding me? It opens with a great thing.
But Guardians, I am definitely Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one in S tier.
I will give you guys Guardians in S tier. Guardians 2 was not good.
Fuck you! I thought Guardians 2 was better than Guardians 1.
Absolutely not.
So,
Yes.
I'm hearing Guardians in S tier. I think it's a bottom of S tier though.
Okay,
I would say
definitely
top of
is.
A tier.
That's fine.
So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 to me is A tier. I like it. Like, my bias puts it in S tier, but I understand that it's an A tier.
I do not think it's an A.
I do
not think it's an S tier movie. It's
an A tier.
That's fine.
It's definitely A tier. I think it's an A tier, and I'd slot it
not
below
close
Winter
enough,
Soldier.
I wouldn't. It's so good.
I love this movie, and this movie, it did like the Yondu storyline alone.
I'm going to drop
It's the only thing that carries it for me.
I love the Yondu
honestly.
storyline. There are many storylines throughout all of the movies, and for some reason to this day, I think about the Yondu storyline probably more than most.
I think about it a lot for various personal reasons, but the side stories are just as strong. You have Gamora and Nebula actually dealing with their relationship. You have, even before the Yondu Peter, you have Yondu and like the crew and the ship. You have
Colin Spank Bank.
You have Rocket. Rocket is the emotional core of this movie. Like, it's so
Rocket.
good.
That's the problem.
I see. I didn't mind that. I definitely.
That's a link to a video that by a YouTuber I really like.
You have to
Deleted.
Yeah, because
You can't.
Kyle,
direct
can you
link.
permit him real fast?
You can't direct link videos.
Colin.
Or you could just
I can.
like
I'll drop it in the TeamSpeak.
Yeah, put it in TV. Yeah, in Twitch chat because you probably have seen it. We've had to ban a lot of bots.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm
just saying.
No
The
worries.
movie is well crafted. There's so many layers to it. There's so many relationship things. It's unconventional in so many ways.
So again, like I love
Or
this
just better
movie.
than
Like I just enjoy it so much, like that I'd want it in S, but I realistically know it's A. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so
My
I
vote-
will. I am willing to come down to A on
My
it for
vote
sure.
stays S. So
If we're getting semantics, I'd probably vote S. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I'm just-
I think A is fair, and like I definitely can see it under Winter Soldier. But
so
I could also see it above Winter Soldier because like I enjoyed it more than Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? But Steve,
I want to hear what Kyle has to say first.
yeah, why do you hate
I
it?
didn't like Winter Soldier this much. So
But what
I'd
don't you
watch
like
Guardians
about?
2 before Winter Soldier. I think both Guardians movies are A tier. I think this is worse than the first one.
I
Okay,
think,
so-
yeah, I think then we'll put it above Winter Soldier in A tier then, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My vote wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Where are you
Basically.
putting it?
C tier?
He said like C, but like
Yeah,
I Steve, I love and appreciate you as a person, but this is one thing that I would just
Yeah.
never agree
I
with
don't
you on.
think it's as bad as Hulk.
So like you got to realize what's in C tier
Okay.
and
you guys
what's
have-
in B tier,
Yeah.
and like it's just they're hard to like. I know that's the entire point of it, but like it's hard to like compare
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, the Guardians of
Oh.
the Galaxy Volume 2. You know what I mean?
What
like
exactly
Captain.
do you hate about it, Steve?
Yeah, that's completely fair to ask. Yeah, what don't
I
you
don't
like about it?
necessarily hate it. I just don't really like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there
I
anything-
still can't believe Winter Soldier's so
Like,
high up there.
I want it to be like mid
Dude, Winter
B, C
Soldier is
tier.
reliably one of the
That's-
highest ranked Marvel movies on almost every list.
What is?
I
Winter
think
Soldier.
so-
Everybody
well-
likes it.
I will allow us once the list is done to each pick a movie that you want to argue should be somewhere else.
No.
I am executive decision in that, and Kyle, we could all just say no.
Yeah.
It's that easy. It's that easy, but it gives
Gonna
us
fuck the entire list.
Kyle, but it gives us an extra 5 minutes of runtime. You gotta be with me here. So next, Kyle, we have Age of Ultron. Kyle, go ahead.
I mean, you know my boys.
That's why I'm waiting for you to say
we
it.
have the same birthday.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to say it. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm not gonna put an S here.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna put it though.
It's better than Winter Soldier to me.
I agree. I definitely agree.
I would actually agree too.
Yeah.
Can I put this low for AI misrepresentation?
No.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I mean, you can see you're free to rank it wherever you want. You know what I
Because
mean?
honestly, the two things that
Yeah.
bug me about this one are pretty simple. A, I'm not happy that Quicksilver died. I liked this Quicksilver a lot.
Quicksilver's
I
a good character.
And B, I wish they didn't call this guy Ultron, because he's not Ultron. He's James Spader. Ultron is supposed to be
Yeah,
an
but James
emotionless...
Spader. Okay.
Kyle likes him more as James Spader than Ultron, by
Right.
the way. So
I-
Kyle's vote is very James Spader dependent.
I'd
It
have been
is.
fine with the character. There's another character that they could have swapped the name out for that I would have preferred because the personality is similar. Ultron is supposed to be an emotionless killing machine that wants humanity dead and will stop at nothing, and is an accurate AI.
Hmm.
Ultron, I'm talking about comics Ultron. This Ultron is just James Spader.
I feel like
Yeah.
and I kind of like James Spader. You know what I mean? Like
But that's the thing,
I
he
think
loses
like
he loses something when you give him more of a fun, funky personality.
I just really love James Spader.
yeah. See, like this is just like the issue for me of not knowing the comics
And
because
now
like
I'm understanding where my problem is of like you guys liking Winter Soldier and Guardians so much.
yeah, it's just it's
like I just love James Spader. Yeah,
But that's like, see, you know what I meant, Kyle? Because that's why, like, for Guardians 2, I was like, I love this movie,
yeah.
but I understand that the quality movie isn't as I want it to be, but it's, you know, we have to. And another movie that I love personally that I'm worried you guys don't like as much
I fucking hate Ant-Man.
is
Fuck Paul
Ant-Man.
Rudd.
I love Ant-Man.
Fuck
Did
Paul
you just
Rudd.
say fuck Paul Rudd?
I did.
Them's fighting voids.
Yes.
I love Ant-Man so much.
I agree, but I think we have different meanings.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to fuck Paul Rudd?
No, that's
Yes.
a joke.
No.
You know, Kyle,
it's-
you're just jealous that he's actually aging backwards. All right.
He
That's-
does look
That's
younger,
not
weirdly,
Benjamin.
every time I see
But-
him, now that you said that. How is Paul Rudd looking younger as he gets older?
I don't know, but I'd like to learn his secret.
He's kind of like there are a few people in Hollywood that, like, it's like, why? I'm looking back at, like, the last...
I just
you haven't...
think Paul Rudd's a primary character.
I do.
Because the richer you get, the less you've actually aged.
True.
I mean,
Very
I'll
good
be honest.
point.
I wish it had been Hank Pym, but yeah, Scott Lang's cool too.
There are a lot of reasons to like this as a person that was named Anthony. This you couldn't really have it better. So there is a character with no lines in this movie that is in my top 5, probably
The
Marvel
fucking
character.
ant.
It's the one called Antony. It's the little ant he rides around with wings. I love that little ant. I pretty much cried when it died.
Here's the thing, I also fucking hate bugs.
Kyle, I love and appreciate you as a person, but you have to understand that, man, also the side character, I forget the name.
Luis.
Luis. He's
Yeah.
so good! He's so good! He's, like, arguably one of my favorite, like, I would love to, like, have the discussion about it. He might be the best comic relief side character in the MCU.
Besides Drax.
Drax is a very good shout.
I was gonna say Drax.
Drax is really good.
Oh, to be fair, yeah, he's hard to see. So like,
True. So
Also-
yeah,
Steve, I want to know how much did you like the joke about the Masters in Electrical Engineering Baskin Robbins thing?
No.
Thank
Like,
you.
okay, so I haven't seen Ant-Man.
Oh,
I'll give you a rundown here. It's bad.
no,
Good.
it's good. Kyle,
Not a good movie.
I liked it.
I'd say A
I
tier
read the
behind.
A for Ant-Man.
A tier behind Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
A for Ant-Man.
I will say, so in college, I read a lot of plot synopses just so I could talk about movies without having to watch them, because that took a lot of time.
Okay, can I give the plot synopsis for this?
No.
No, don't you, Tony.
I heard 2 A for Ant-Mans, and then Steve said yeah afterwards, and I'm considering that a
He
third.
doesn't even know what it's about.
Too bad, Kyle.
I watched parts of it. I watched
Okay,
some
so
scenes.
hear
It seems
me out.
pretty cool.
Rom-com star Paul Rudd is a cat burglar / electrical engineer who
So,
works at Baskin Robbins.
For
He gets fired from from Baskin Robbins and robs some guy's house because a Mexican guy told him to.
all right, so time out.
In that safe.
All right, so Kyle, hold up.
What?
Do you not remember the present we've set already for synopsis? Synopsi was the person who is the highest on the movie gets the synopsis. I already have to exclamation point Kyle for something you said in there. Like I'm afraid for you to go on. Like I don't know if I have to type that out.
Does anyone want to take it over from where I left off? Because the movie just really doesn't get better from where I am.
Yes, it does.
Colin, please.
I
Go
know
ahead.
that sounds pretty good to me.
It's a Marvel movie where the main character isn't an Omni Mega badass and has to become one by the end.
Randomly a cat burglar as an electrical engineer.
He's not even a cat burglar.
He literally describes himself as one.
Yeah, it's a joke because he's not. The joke is he's more of a Robin Hood type who broke into his boss's office before the movie took place to publicize some shady shit and got thrown in jail for it. All right, he's
He
an
can also just
ex-con.
like run up walls and stuff. That's just fine. Yeah.
He's good at parkour, Kyle. What's your problem?
Parkour. Yeah. So
Steve, the only thing you would dislike about this,
Parkour.
Steve, there's only one thing you would dislike about this movie, and it's the fact that it treats physics as well as the other Marvel movies. That's it.
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
he's an electrical engineer.
But
No,
he's
that's
also so like the reason, and Kyle is forgetting to maybe mention this. Like the reason why he can't get any jobs is because of his criminal past,
Yeah.
not
no, that's
because of
reasonable.
what he majored in or anything. He literally can't keep the joke is he can't keep a job at Baskin Robbins even though he is this intelligent beyond it. Like he's a smart guy. Like he obviously comes off very silly.
It's Paul Rudd.
I love, but dude,
Paul Rudd is very funny.
he's very funny,
Yeah,
He
man.
doesn't
Funny.
sell smart in any way, shape, or form. You can't do it.
Well, yeah, he's not that.
He's
okay,
not
well,
supposed to be super smart,
yeah,
but like
not
he's smart
supposed to be
enough
Tony
to.
Stark or Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Just
He's an
supposed to
electrical
be
engineer. They're still smart.
Yeah, but he's an average electrical engineer, not an Omni Mega
Yeah.
genius Doctor Doom level.
He's not like he's probably he would slot below Steve, of course, right?
Yeah,
So we're
yeah, he would actually probably slot below Steve.
yeah, he would. No, not probably. He would slot below Steve. You know what I mean? Like so,
No.
Steve is way smarter than Ant-Man. Is what we're getting at.
The whole point is he
Oh,
has
no.
basic electrical engineering. The idea is he has basic science knowledge plus a suit that allows him to say "fuck you" to physics. All right.
Okay, that's
And
reasonable.
Really underselling electrical engineering. I can't believe Steve's not a fan.
All right, so the next movie on the list is Captain America: Civil War.
Bottom of S.
No,
Iron Man's at the wrong
So,
side.
Kyle, can we time out here for a second? I know some very not smart people who've graduated from EE school.
That's the thing, because I don't. Everyone dropped out of Greg's program. Everybody.
Um,
Well, fuck Greg.
well, like,
Kyle would like to,
Except
yes.
for Greg. Greg got like a.
we can talk about it later, but there were some very
Right.
unintelligent people who were able to graduate. That's more or less what I'm trying to say.
So it's America's education system that's the problem here.
Probably.
No, I wouldn't say like.
I would like
Well,
to
that's
say...
that's where my gap is coming from, because I'm used to them being smart.
Anyway,
Yeah, anyways, Captain America Civil War, I do get...
Iron Man was right, not wrong.
I do get, though,
I think he's on the wrong side.
Haven't seen it.
Because Tony should be on the other. I think, like, realistically, why is he fighting for government?
I'll be honest, that did confuse me at first.
Yeah.
And like I still don't have. When I say it first, I don't have a clever follow up. You know what I mean?
Well,
every time I watch it, I'm just like, I
Well,
still
wait a
can't see
minute.
how
Wait
you're
a
on the
minute.
side.
Could I? So from your synopsis of Iron Man 3, that's why, isn't it?
Sure.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fair.
The whole
That's
point
really
is
why.
everybody's getting
Yeah.
Iron Man level technology, or at least like sub Iron Man, but still incredibly destructive tech, and he wants them to be reined in and held accountable.
Yeah.
He also wants himself to be reined in and held accountable.
I'll count.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Tony
Because he-
Stark, literally the person who just like middle fingered the world and said I'm a superhero now.
But
And how did that turn out?
yeah, didn't turn out very well. Yeah,
He had a character arc.
yeah, that's true.
yes.
Yeah.
Also, I very much enjoyed. It was a debut of a few characters. We hadn't
They
seen.
literally did a Black Panther movie in the middle
Yes.
of it, which I can't believe they pulled off.
They pulled it off, and also Spider-Man debuts in this one.
I'm less enthused because I don't like the MCU Spider-Man.
There are points in life where you might disagree with friends. That's all I'll say.
Tobey
Um,
Maguire was
Spider-Man
good at
movies are good.
Spider-Man.
No, he
No.
wasn't. But anyway.
I did kind of like them, but I was a child when I watched them.
I liked those movies. They were very funny.
Have you
Ugh.
gone back and watched them?
No,
It is pizza time.
They are painful.
Colin, so there's sometimes in life where you know that if you go back and watch something, you're gonna hate it. So I just like to keep it like knowing it's bad, but like having a nice little memory of it. You know what I mean? We're just gonna keep it off in the corner, knowing it's bad, but like when I was little, I enjoyed it. But we're
And
never
that's
going
fair,
back
but when
there.
when you bring it up within the context of a ranking, I'm gonna judge it.
Oh, I'm not the one that brought it up.
Yeah, no, but Steve.
I did.
So
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll meditate when someone brings it up in the
Okay.
context of a
You also have to realize the reason I watch movies is to turn my brain off.
True. So
And,
Captain America: Civil War, it's got to be yes, right? Like
I'd honestly say bottom of S. I'm not a. It's a
I
good
don't think it
movie.
belongs in S.
I think it's bottom of S. Like I think it's. Kyle, where would you put it then?
Second place of A.
I could live with it there, to be honest.
Uh,
Maybe
Ultron,
maybe
maybe?
I truthfully then like from hearing you guys, maybe I have an overrated appreciation of the movie then. Like because I just remember it fondly.
Yeah, I mean, it's far from bad. I don't know if I'd elevate it up to the.
I think
Holiness of S.
All right, we'll do A below Guardians 2 then. Is that what you said by
that's where I would
second?
put it, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Again like it's not a movie that I'm willing to fight for. It's just.
All right,
Spider-Man
gonna-
Homecoming. I know Colin's really not gonna like this one, but I think
I didn't
it's
see it, so I'm opting out of any.
okay.
discussion.
Am I the only one who's seen it?
This is the first Spider-Man one.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I
see
watched
it, but I don't like the new Spider-Man.
It's
so,
it's B tier.
okay.
it's-
I prefer the other Spider-Man.
Toby?
Andrew
The
Garfield.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Andrew
Yeah,
Garfield is the best
so-
on-screen Spider-Man.
This is like
Emma Stone.
fair.
That too.
It's B tier. It's not anything super cool, but it's not. It fits like right in the middle of like an average origin story. It's B. I think it's better than Thor. I think it's better than Iron Man 2 as well. So I think top of B tier. It's because like I actually think the villain is interesting. It's not. It's a twist that you saw coming. And I mean that I said it that
There's nothing
way.
we didn't see coming.
No,
in
there's
the movie
nothing you
at
didn't
all.
see coming. I did like that
This is
Danny
a
Glover,
100% turn your
aka
brain off
Childish
movie.
Gambino, was just a random dude,
Yeah.
like who was like, "Hey, could you uncuff me from this man?" Yeah, but
No,
yeah,
it's a 100% turn your brain off movie.
Yeah.
It's
What Wait, which
no,
one?
we're still on Homecoming. We're talking about Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If we want to go to Doctor Strange,
I'm okay with it.
it's S tier.
Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
best movie of the
Yeah,
entire
I
series.
I view Doctor Strange as
I'll be
And-
honest, low A.
take this to me. I think it's the best movie. Like I think Doctor Strange would have been a great movie even if it wasn't part of the MCU.
Correct.
And yeah,
It had fucking Mads Mikkelsen in it.
I
It
think-
wasted Mads Mikkelsen.
who is that?
A little bit, but I like it. Hannibal.
Oh, okay, got it.
I'm sorry, they didn't even let him be the main villain. He got to be the main villain's bitch.
Yeah, I know.
It annoys me because there was a role. I would have rather he played. I don't
the
like the,
ancient one. That'd have been cool. You could have done that too.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
honestly no. I'd have rather. he played
Dormammu,
Ni-
I have come to bargain.
He should have played Nightmare in a Doctor Strange sequel. That would have been better.
I just meant he didn't have to be the bad guy. He could have been like the old bald lady.
I don't know. I think it's a waste
You
of
know,
an
I
actor.
think he would play good old bald lady Kyle. I think
I
you've
mean,
got.
I-
I'm just fucking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He could have been like the leader of the
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm also, and I'll be honest too. I'm not a fan of how they did Dormammu in this. He had a great iconic comics design, and they turned him into a weird purple flip face. I don't get it. I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch's American accent. I don't like Baron Mordo's
I think it's
post-credit
fine, but
scene.
I
I don't know. I'm just.
I didn't. It's to me like it's no worse than anyone else's American accent. Like, where half the cast from the MCU is British at
I don't
this
think I've ever
point.
heard Americans complain about American accents before.
Yeah, I this is the
There's just
first.
something wrong about that. That's the thing. I notice it. I notice there's something off about it.
I'll be
Like,
honest. This might be one of the first times I've ever heard someone complain about someone having a bad American accent to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because like I've
There's
watched
so many
this.
shitty American dialects.
Yeah, so like that's why like I would argue, yeah, a shitty American accent is just one of the dialects, and we'll get to that off the podcast probably.
I guess. I just. I don't. And the other thing is,
There's no such thing as an American accent.
There is
Everybody else just speaks weird.
Speaks weird.
And the other thing is too. I'll be honest. I hate the way MCU does magic.
Is that Freudian slip there, Steve?
What?
I hate the sling ring. I hate like the only good thing about Doctor Strange that I really liked was the way they did the cloak of levitation.
That
is-
the magic was cool. The cloak was awesome.
But the way
I like the cloak that was its own character.
Yep.
I'm not a.
It was
I don't know.
adorable.
I'm not
I'd give it a hug.
Couldn't they
I
do a
don't
lot more with portals though? I think portals kind of break the entire movie, like the
Yes,
entire
the portal.
chain. But yeah.
The problem when you introduce that kind of magic is very weird.
I mean, they
because,
also
like,
nerfed the fuck out of Hulk, so
Yeah.
it's
well, but like they nerfed the hell out of Doctor Strange. Like he's just not
yeah.
wrong at any.
I wonder if he's going to be way stronger in the upcoming movie
They
Probably.
have. Well,
because like
they have to be. He's taking on the fucking Scarlet Witch.
yeah, so
God.
like you also gotta like think about this movie as what it is. It's an origin story, and if you even just take the Doctor Strange in this movie until they showed him in other iterations, like in Infinity War and Endgame, dude is so much crazier, strong already.
It's just weird to me because
So like you know
and-
like
this is one where I am firmly comics biased. I will admit. Usually in the comics, he's a plot device, aka as powerful as the writer wants to make him. Generally, he's incredibly powerful, unless in certain arcs where they nerf him into the ground. But the movies just have him in this kind of. There are solutions that he doesn't see. There's weird rules to the magic. I hate the sling ring. It doesn't make any sense except narratively.
Rule of cool?
No,
Rule
that's
of
the thing. It's not
cool.
cool. It's
Rule of cool?
Really
I,
cool.
I think it was cool.
It's
I think it
rule-
was cool.
It's rule of plot device. But let's move on. I vote high B, low A.
the best movie in the entire series.
I
Best
think,
By
movie in
far.
the series.
yeah. So
like easily.
Of
that's
the movies I've seen, it was the best.
definitely 3 S's. Where do we sort it amongst the ranked movies.
There literally isn't a better movie in the list, I don't think.
Yeah,
Okay, you're saying it's better than Guardians? Come on.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You're all nuts.
I got to turn my brain off and watch The Pretty Magic.
Okay, so to be fair, the way we did this before, though, is if not everyone was on it, it wouldn't go to the top slot.
Yeah, but Colin nerf shit for fun. Remember?
I don't
Just
know
get his
shit
point
for
across.
fun.
He'll literally say something C just because we say it's S.
I think he
He will
legitimately
underrate
means it.
things just to get it lower. I've seen Colin. You do this literally all the time.
This is my honest opinion. If you have a problem with it, that's
It's untrue.
your opinion.
Okay, with one low, where do we put it? Because we can't put it above Iron Man, or I think because Iron Man was unanimous. Like everyone,
Yeah.
I think Avengers and Captain America were all unanimous. So I think it either is below Guardians or above Guardians.
It's above Guardians.
It's easily better than Guardians.
Okay,
Yeah.
then we have to put it here. I think with validity to everyone's rankings, because Guardians I think was also not unanimous. S.
I didn't put it in
But
S,
the
yeah.
I
other,
didn't
yeah.
put it
So
in
the
S.
other, I'm not wrong, right? Iron Man and Avengers and Captain America, the first Avenger, were all unanimous, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
believe so.
Okay, all right. Well, if someone said no, I would immediately be like, got it. All right. So next movie is Black Panther. I think Black Panther is a great movie. My biggest pet peeve with this movie is that there are a bunch of side characters that are way more interesting than the protag.
Yeah, this movie disappointed me because Black Panther was probably
Kyle.
one of the most interesting character in Civil War.
Yeah, so I think, in Civil War he was, but in this movie he drops off. Warmonger, to me,
One of the best MCU villains.
one of the best MCU villains. Also, he's
and
called
they
Michael
killed
B.
him
Jordan.
off.
Yeah.
Alternatively, it took me 3 tries to get through this movie.
Okay, I'll be honest. I have significant problems with this movie, but I also don't want to bash it too much because there are reasons, and I think we all know the reasons.
So I think, realistically, I think where we place it, right? So let's look at the other tiers. I wouldn't place it in S. It could be fringe A, but I think top of B.
No.
Maybe where I
Not
think
top
top
of
of B is where I'm going to put
I'd
it.
honestly say I'd be happy with top of C. I'd be happy with above Captain Marvel, but below Iron Man 3.
Okay, then I think we put it.
It can go to B still. It's just,
Let's put it B.
You know how
Because
I feel about it?
yeah,
But we
I think
gotta put
I
this
generally
in.
thought it was a better movie than Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I don't know. I think
it is.
I don't know. That's the thing. This movie weirds me out because I have a hard time placing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it top of B.
We went into it really deep before
Top of
you
B.
came in, Colin.
Okay.
Top of B.
Yeah.
Can I ask? I guess
Top of B.
Afterwards, yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay. afterwards.
Okay, so the next movie on the list is Thor Ragnarok.
Hey,
Yeah, it's one of the best comedy movies.
Ragnarok was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think I want to put it right. If I could place it in Guardians 2, in the same
I
exact
put it
position,
at
I would.
Guardians, too.
See, I'd put it below
like
Guardians.
a lot more.
but here's my problem. Objectively, it's a good movie. Subjectively, it did not make me laugh.
Haven't seen
Oh, I
There were
legitimately
there were a few good jokes, but you know how you can tell when I wouldn't always laugh with everybody else in the theater. Especially the
I didn't even watch it in
beginning.
theaters.
I did not watch in theaters either.
I don't know, but there were some jokes I liked. And I thought I definitely liked the Hulk and most of his related stuff.
So
Yeah.
the part where he Bruce Banner jumps out of whatever thing and just fucking face plants is
Yeah.
That's funny.
I laughed ridiculously hard because
Oh, right off
you-
the bat when he's spinning.
Yeah.
that got me right there. Because I went into this movie saying it's another Thor movie. Fuck
Yeah.
it, I'll watch it. I
I
had no
love-
idea what it was about.
I loved when they entered the arena and he's like, "Yes, he's a friend from work."
I know him.
That was good.
Yeah.
He's a
Like, a
friend
lot of
from
stuff with,
work.
A lot of stuff with Valkyrie, I didn't laugh. A lot of
You know,
stuff with
weirdly enough,
the stuff with Jeff Goldblum, I did not laugh at all whatsoever. Thought it was,
well, Jeff Goldblum played Jeff Goldblum.
but he
Yeah.
wasn't. But he wasn't funny.
I didn't say he
supposed
was
to be
funny.
and he
I
wasn't
just was
funny.
stating the fact that Jeff Goldblum played Jeff Goldblum.
And all this and like Hela was fun to watch, but like also a waste of another film.
I generally when I think about this movie, the reason why I think I'm going to put it below Guardians, and like I might put it below Civil War, is that in all of those movies, like whoever the antagonist was, like to me, like was a main part of why like I thought the movie was cool. But in this one, like the things I liked about Thor Ragnarok have absolutely nothing to do with, I guess, the main story.
I think it's a waste because I liked Kate Blanchett. She was good.
No, she's cool.
But they didn't give her anything to do.
That's what I mean. So like that's why like
she's super boring.
Yeah, like she's strong, cool. What else? We removed these paintings. We scraped some stuff off the ceiling. Now you can see the true story. It's like I'm sorry. I don't think anyone really cared.
Also, she's the goddess of death, but she needed that fire to revive her army instead of just being able to do that, which is weird. A weird limit to her power.
I think is anyone gonna shoot me for putting below Civil War?
No.
No. I have not seen this movie.
And Kyle, do you at least agree with that? Since after I said it. Okay, right. Yeah.
Like
I think that was a good point at the very least, because it's nice to have a good point for once.
Like it would have been so much better if they'd just stayed in, like, you know, if they'd swapped out Jeff Goldblum and just stayed there. Don't even go back to Asgard.
I mean, Jeff Goldblum was just funny to have Jeff Goldblum playing Jeff Goldblum for that part.
Yeah, it was like because like
in itself.
But I'm saying like I think it would have been better to have a competent antagonist in his spot and just keep the action.
I don't think he was supposed to be though, right?
No, he was.
No, but
like,
I'm saying don't even have Hela. Just have Thor get stuck there.
Oh, you're saying have an antagonist there instead of Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, and make that the main thing.
That would have been interesting. It could have been better.
Could have been Ragnarok then.
What about What is this? Avengers 2 or 3?
The next one up.
This is Infinity War.
This is Infinity War. This. I have to say yes.
I have to say yes. I understand it's not a perfect movie. It is a good movie though, and I honestly it understands its main characters well enough and has them do things in character and manages a huge ass.
Can I argue you guys down to A?
No.
I would actually fight for the same thing.
Like
I generally can't because of the significance of this movie.
I'm actually not taking the significance into account because
okay, that's fair.
I honestly just think it manages its cast impeccably.
But is it as good as Avengers 1 or Avengers or
no? I'd put it
Iron
at
Man 1.
I think it goes bottom of S too.
Bottom of S.
Yeah.
I'd put it at the top of A.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Top of A, bottom S are like the same, pretty much. But
they're about the same.
A letter difference. That is, but like for me, the certain aspects of this movie. And I think Colin has a good point where it handles the difference. Like, I didn't think... one of my biggest concerns, I think, is sort of what Colin was alluding to, was how they would handle switching from one perspective to the other. Like, how they were going to handle switching from Captain America to the Guardians of the Galaxy to Iron Man to, you know...
But that's what I liked about it. Like,
they did it really well.
Because there's, like...
Really, really well.
Well, because, like... The motivation, what they did is basically they separated it into factions, and each faction had their pillar character: Cap, Iron Man, Star-Lord, Thor, and then of course Thanos and Gamora.
Yeah.
And those are the characters they focused on the internal motivations and the external interactions. All right, each character, because technically, one of the things I really like is that Star-Lord finishes his character arc in this movie.
Yeah.
And people don't seem to realize that. In that moment where he pulls the trigger on Gamora, that's his character arc. He learns to let go of his mother by letting go of Gamora and doing what she wanted. He gets his character arc. Iron Man gets his character arc because if he had his quote-unquote shield around the world, he might have been able to fend off Thanos. Cap realizes that he couldn't protect. You know, he had the shield, he had the power, and he couldn't stop Thanos. Like, I enjoy, and Thor realizes that he is now a king. Like, Thor loses everything, and then in his arrogance, overconfidently kills him, but doesn't get the win. I like that all the failures are character based, and that Thanos wins because of that.
And like they're like the moment, like obviously everyone knows. Hey, Endorsee's in chat. Endorsey, hope you're doing well, my friend. The snap is like to me one of like.
I can't believe they went through with it the way.
Yeah, like there was parts of me that didn't think there was going to be like a second movie. I thought they were just going to kill Thanos.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. But
like,
I didn't think we'd see them dust on screen.
Right,
I thought they just like
they wouldn't be there in the next movie.
Yeah,
like,
I thought they just CGI him out.
They
like,
did it so well to me.
And instead, we got I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. You actually got to see everybody watch their friends die.
Wait, this is right. Okay, this is okay.
This is the snap one.
Okay, so this is how bad I thought Avengers 2 was. I forgot Avengers 2 had a storyline.
Avengers 2 was Age of Ultron?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Okay.
So I like okay. So
Well, where do you think we are right now?
No, I got it. Yeah, this one was okay. I mean, I thought we were on Avengers 4 somehow, and
this
Avengers 4 is bad.
Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers 4 is going to be way down here, but this one I think is just that good.
Okay, yeah, this one bottom. I agree with Kyle though. Still,
I'm gonna bottom S.
Yeah.
I was gonna say better than Guardians 2, but I don't think it's S tier.
I don't think we've ever really all agreed basically like that. Like we've all had that type of grouping before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this one's
Ant-Man the Wasp is a solid B tier movie to me.
Honestly, I'd bump
Haven't seen it.
Oh Jesus!
I'd bump it down to C. I did.
I'll give you C.
Call it a C.
I'll give you C. I think where do you put it in C?
Above Captain Marvel, below Iron Man 3.
Sure. Anyone argue?
I don't know enough to argue.
Below Captain Marvel, I think, but that's.
No, Paul Rudd is way more likable. Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly were likable enough that I'm willing to give it the bump.
Yeah. So I feel like this is one we might talk about a while because Endgame. You guys were saying like to me, Endgame is an A tier.
I think it's a C.
Bottom of A tier.
I can't believe the other one made it up in the S.
I'll give you. I kind of like it better than Ultron still, though.
I honestly don't. Here's the problem: Endgame is, for all intents and purposes, a fan party. The fact that it's a party celebrating the fact that they got to do Infinity War. Like just like the Avengers was a celebration of the fact that they got to make the Avengers and it didn't crash and burn. Endgame is saying we got this far, we got this many characters. Let's do a blowout because we're never gonna get this many again.
I also think it's better than Ultron, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's better than Ultron. So
that's the thing. It's like a party celebrating its own existence. Its plot almost doesn't matter.
Again, Ultron was so bad I forgot it existed.
I liked Ultron for very silly reasons. Like I liked the hammer scene.
Can I change my rating on Ultron to D tier?
We are going. What? We're like I said, Steve. When we're done with the list, everyone is allowed to nominate a single movie. But it's as simple as Kyle was complaining about. Everyone saying no. We have to basically come to a consensus that you can move it. I think Endgame slotting above Ultron but below Thor Ragnarok because. So
if you guys want to put it that high, I'm not going to argue too much against it. But I personally, I would put it in B.
I think it's better than Ultron. Yeah, I there are parts of the movie that because Endgame is one of the movies that I'm not super duper willing to go into like super duper spoiler territory still because there could be people making their way through.
That's
still,
fair.
Especially during like COVID.
I'll just say this: I think it's the Marvel movie that, above all the other ones, could have been trimmed down. Like they could have cut so much more.
I'm happy they didn't, though.
For every joke that lands, there's like 2 that don't.
That's to me like, to me this should be like I assume this is the longest runtime of like anyone, and it should be.
I think so.
Yeah. So Spider-Man: Far From Home. Has anyone other than me seen it? Colin
I
has?
have B.
B. No. Did you say D?
I said D. I hate this movie.
It's not worse than anything in C tier.
It's bad. I'm sorry. It's just.
What don't you like about it?
It's just okay. It's just awkwardness. Like it's a teen rom-com They spilled too much teen rom-com in my Spider-Man movie. That's what I don't like about it.
So this
You
as
tell with the first one that's what was going to happen, though.
point of contention, that's exactly where the story was
going.
going.
And that's fine, but I that doesn't mean I have to like it.
That's fair.
Like,
So you got to keep in mind though, this Spider-Man is a teen. So having a movie
He's
that's
a 30-year-old.
centered, yeah. Well, I mean, like he's still like this one looks like a teen.
But he's less interesting by
I don't think he's
miles.
less interesting than Tobey Maguire.
He's better than Tobey Maguire.
That's
Like,
fair. You know what? I'll give you that.
Yeah.
he's better than Tobey Maguire.
And
but-
Andrew Garfield's unfortunately was never going to work out because Andrew Garfield.
Apparently
and,
he's a dick.
Yeah,
Andrew
he's
Garfield-
not a good person. He's not fun to work with apparently. So
sucks
he was never
because-
gonna.
He's the only one that I liked in the suit because he could do the sarcasm. I believe.
I liked the movie. Like his movies are great.
Maybe like gonna be disagreed with. Thought he looked way too cool to be Spider-Man.
That's my point. But that's kind of the point. Peter Parker.
Spider-Man's
isn't
supposed to be a
to-
fucking nerd.
Yeah, but he's not
like
supposed
us.
To, he's not supposed to be. The whole point is he's not supposed to be like repulsive. And
Yeah.
the thing is,
I don't think like even Tobey Maguire's I wouldn't argue is repulsive.
Of the three Peter Parkers.
Spider-Man 3, you're attracted.
Of the three Peter Parkers, all right, he's the only one I believe that if he got the superpowers, would immediately dress up in red spandex and go beat the shit out of muggers. All right,
Right? Yeah.
like he
Yeah.
was believable in and out of the suit. The other ones can't pull it off.
That's interesting. That's definitely an interesting take.
And also, he's the only one that got the sarcasm and the quips.
Right?
The other ones have one-liners, but that's not the same as like a quip.
Yeah, no, he nailed the writing nailed it, and I think he nailed it. It was good. Those movies.
Amy's a dick, though. I didn't know.
Unfortunate that he's a dick. Yep.
Yeah, so unfortunately it was never gonna work. The fact they got a second one was surprising.
Well, yeah,
Um,
the only reason they made them in the first place was to keep them away from Marvel. But
Yeah. So I get if we're in agreement, I think C is the average of B and D, of course. Like that's how it works.
D, but below Iron Man 3. Just because Robert Downey Jr. is more entertaining to watch.
He's in this movie as well.
No, he's not. He's spoilers.
What? He?
I thought we were not spoiling the end of Endgame.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's why. Okay. His likeness is throughout it.
Look, I'm not saying Mysterio didn't have some cool effects. I loved the Mysterio scene.
So we weren't.
I wish
We
there
were.
were more.
If your superhero movie is
We're
based
not.
on a better
We're not
superhero-
spoiling the end of Endgame, and then Colin just spoils the end of Endgame.
I said spoilers.
That's not how that
That's
works.
not how that works.
It's
Anyway,
okay.
if your
It's
superhero
okay.
movie relies on a better superhero, it's a bad
Yeah,
superhero
And,
movie.
and that's my. I have two
Yeah.
big problems with the MCU Spider-Man. A, he's Tony Stark's like trust fund nephew in this one. He's not like the blue collar hero he's always been. And B, all his emotional motivation revolves around Tony Stark, not anything in his own private life.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put it below. I'll put it below Iron Man 3. Not really
Yeah,
going
but Zane's
to.
hot.
Marissa Tomei, huh?
I'm so sick. Of
I'm gonna
it.
put that.
Why
above,
did it have to be hot? Why did they make Aunt May hot?
I actually don't know why, but I like her as an actor.
So Tony Stark can sleep with her, obviously.
Yeah.
Screwed
Wait,
up.
isn't she supposed to be old?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, she is. But they also could cast Marissa Tomei as her. So why not?
Like,
I like to think that Marissa Tomei didn't know anything about Spider-Man and was like, I'll do it. And they were just like, yes. Wait, we can have her. Oh, okay, we're doing it. All right, let's do it. Are we doing this right now? Are we really doing? Yeah, we're doing this.
doing
Okay. Now, the casting Marissa Tomei as the Ant, like that was the conversation.
Do you guys watch How It Should Have Ended?
Not
No.
really.
There was one in Civil War where Spider-Man's like, Mr. Stark, are you gonna sleep with my aunt? Because that's kind of uncomfortable, man. Like, just,
Oh wait, maybe I did see that actually.
Yeah. So all right. So this is the part where you're allowed to go in and pick one and argue it for somewhere else. And we're gonna go order of TeamSpeak. So, Steve.
All right, one moment. Where is currently Avengers Age of Ultron?
Why are you
A.
hating on my James Spader, bro?
It's an A?
Yes.
Okay. So I forgot this movie existed when we were rating.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, but I don't know if that's entirely a point against it because
No,
I
hold on.
remembered Thor 2. And
Hey,
I
you're
wish I
talking about
could-
the
I wish
AI,
I would-
Steve.
What?
You're talking about
Yeah,
AI.
I was talking about the AI, but I forgot. Like, I had watched this movie. I forgot it. I forgot that I had watched this movie because I fell asleep halfway
Okay.
through.
I liked it. I
Um,
I have problems with it, but there's a lot of good stuff there too.
So first of all, let's talk about how it's a filler Avengers film.
Absolutely.
It's a filler movie.
I mean, technically,
It's a like. How much does an Avengers film cost to make?
I mean, okay, and I have a different view on this than you guys. The filler, they had to have some filler, man. If they're not, they didn't have the TV shows up and running yet to provide the filler, so they had to have a filler movie.
All right, but that doesn't make it good.
No, but it
But
did
James
some
Spader
nec-
does.
It did some necessary.
James Spader is nice.
Yeah, it did necessary plot stuff and introduce enough new characters that I like. So
It's a filler Avengers movie. Like, I want to get this at least down to bottom of B.
no,
Oh, Jesus. It's not worse than Thor.
I can't see
Yeah.
this being worse than Black Panther, to be honest.
It's
So
really not.
So it's as simple as we take it up to we have three of us. It's a yes or no vote from each of you to move it. Colin.
Wait,
I'd rather see go above Endgame. So unless we're moving it that way,
So
stays where it is.
Steve's thing is not to move it up.
Then that's a no for me, dog.
Kyle.
I love James Spader.
So
Can we leave it where it is?
so your answer is no.
Correct.
Okay. It's 2 out of 3. Doesn't matter what I would vote anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
damn.
I actually don't really have one that I want to move.
Yeah, neither do I.
Um,
I don't hate Doctor Strange enough to try to knock it out of S. So
Oh, I was gonna say Doctor Strange. Let's move it up.
no.
Let's see. Okay. Even though, you know what? This is a bias. Move Civil War to top of A tier.
Oh.
I like volume.
Yeah,
like-
so I know it's going to be no, but
I'm actually not offended by that.
I really enjoyed Civil War, and I think maybe, like, I understand people's issues with it, but I really enjoyed it. I don't know.
You know.
To me, it's so cool that we had, like, the mini fight between the two factions, and, like, they, like, go very far out to recruit, like, Captain America's side gets Ant-Man.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
and Falcon's just
still.
sitting there like, I
I think
remember
they-
you.
I'll be honest. I think they blew their load too soon.
Yes.
And again, personal bias, but and this is a comics bias because
That's
in the
fair.
comics, the final battle spills out into Midtown Manhattan, and like shit gets like bloody. Like
Okay.
it's like
we don't
but it's, like,
need to go into it that deep.
Yeah.
It's just
I'm just
yes or
saying,
no's.
there's like 30 on a like
Steve?
really, like
I'll say yes because it accomplishes my goals.
Colin.
no.
Of
Cut.
what? Lowering Ultron?
No. Oh well,
But it wouldn't.
it wouldn't.
Doesn't.
So
doesn't
Kyle,
it's not.
my only Kyle.
Oh no wait.
Yay or
No,
nay?
okay, never mind.
I'm not taking any
I think
offense
Guardians
by
2 is
no
better,
vote.
to be honest.
Okay, yeah,
So,
the
yeah,
no's
you go.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. That's gonna bring us to Colin, I believe.
You already got me. Yes. Oh, you mean to pick one to move?
Yes.
Can we get Iron Man 3 up to bottom of B?
Which one's the one in D tier?
I honestly think Iron Man 3 is better than Thor, to be honest.
Steve?
I won't vote.
We need 3, probably. Well, Kyle.
No, Natalie Portman.
Okay, I'm gonna probably stick with no as well. So, Steve,
Okay.
no, we don't need your vote.
Yeah.
All right then.
And then Kyle.
I'll move Doctor Strange up.
Where? I would like to know where.
To the front of the list, baby. Let's go.
I agree.
No, I don't.
All right, so Steve,
I agree.
Colin.
No.
I am willing. So, are you willing to compromise, Kyle?
How far?
I would put it up one from where it is.
Beside Avengers?
Yes.
To the right or left of it?
I'm above Captain America: The First Avenger, below Avengers. If that is something you're willing to do, I will say yes. If not, no.
Sure.
Okay.
Anything to move it up.
All right. Yeah, because we're going. Yeah, there's different criteria, of course. So, in order from best to worst, theoretically, obviously this is how the four of us ranked it. A different group of four probably ranks this completely different.
I think it would.
Yeah. So we're, in our opinions, Iron Man 1 is the best, then Avengers, Doctor Strange, Captain America: The First Avenger, Guardians 1, Avengers Infinity War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, Iron Man 3, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, The Incredible Hulk, and Thor: The Dark World.
I'll write that one. Yeah.
So in my own personal list, it doesn't look super duper different from this.
Yeah,
but
for the most part.
There are some things that I would, I think we all have certain biases in certain places where we might there might be a movie that you really like and you might move it up or down.
Yeah.
The only two that are out of place for me are Doctor Strange and Endgame. Everything else is fairly, at least correct tier-wise.
Yeah, to me, I think most things are fine in the tier. Maybe I would swap a few, in order. But
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple things that would drop tiers.
Yeah, that's completely fair. But
I mean, just the one, Tony.
Which one? Which other one?
But that's fine. Guardians.
Guardians, yeah. Oh, first Guardians, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I.
And the snap.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm being stupid. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could see it. I think that I think that it's very important to state.
It is very important to do that.
Accurate.
Well, Steve redeemed 3 quacks, so
Fair.
I had to state it.
Yeah.
And also, Steve, 17 months of subs, dude. Hell yeah, my brother.
Yeah. I'm actually, I think, second.
Probably second, right? There's a list, I think.
Wait a minute. Gift subs, not.
I thought I had a thing listed where
You did.
I hope I didn't get rid of that.
I think I was above. I know I was above chance.
Did I get rid of that? I don't remember touching.
What are we looking at?
I thought I had a thing where, subs. So Steve, under the bits thing, there's a subs one.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So yeah, you're numero dos.
Oh no. Well, wait, no, I'm number 1 on my screen.
So do you see Kyle, where the shining star of Kyle?
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Of longest subbed.
Yeah. Oh, me.
Yeah, it's Kyle. Yeah, it's Kyle, and Kyle does it at tier 3.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
his penis is the largest by far.
Correct.
Okay, this is how it has to be, guys.
Oh, that's why you said you're at the top. Yeah, because you missed the giant.
Yeah, because
Star of Kyle.
yeah.
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 The star of Kyle. I love that. I generally think that so out of tier lists and stuff we did, I think this might have been one of the more smooth ones.
There's only 4 of us. Too.
Could I make a request for the next tier list we do?
Yeah.
Zelda games.
I would have to just listen because I really don't know a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
But I would be down for it.
Yeah,
I pitched Pokemon movies a while back.
Yeah, I had that queued up for last week. But I don't think, were you not on last week, Colin? I don't think so.
I came late.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we had already been far in that I didn't want to start a tier list.
Yeah.
What's the first Pokemon movie that has Mewtwo in it?
Yeah.
The first Pokemon.
That's the
But
first
Tony,
movie.
Yeah, that one's that one.
get a night when like me and Mark are on for Zelda games.
Yeah,
and
that's
you will not have a ending podcast.
yeah.
at
That's
any
why
point.
I like if we're doing that, we need to like grab
I can
people
also
that
rate Zelda
really
games.
like it. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Kyle has to be on for that one because I know
Yeah.
Kyle loves it too. Yeah, but like that's the type of thing where I
Time
would
wins.
like I did an entire bracket fight of League of Legends characters where I knew 5 of them. But because I knew Kyle and Nathan were big fans. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair.
So I'm definitely down for that. But we will definitely have to make that happen on a time where, say, like, Steve, you're on, Kyle's on, Mark's on, and make sure, you know. Because if it's me and Kyle ranking them, I'm like, well, Kyle, just tell me where they're going. Because I can't.
I'd be glad to.
Yeah, you know, like Kyle's like, this power, I love it. But, yeah.
Yeah.
So, my friendos, I am going to end this episode of Background Noise here. I'm going to leave the stream up for a bit. Well, sorry, Kyle?
I ordered a Blizzard.
Oh. Delicioso. So this has been episode 375 of Background Noise. Thank you, Steve, Colin, and Kyle, all for being on. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, everyone who showed up in chat. Thank you, Justin and Dorsey, all of the friendos in here who typed in chat as well. And we will catch you on the next episode of Background Noise right after I see some very adorable little pickle weasels in the Twitch chat. The pickle weasel is the way to end the show. And thank you for watching. Peace, guys.
Gotta squeeze a turtle in there.